Yeah, so welcome to the module 2 of this online relationship training. I want to believe that you have listened and gone through the first module that talks on introduction to relationship. So if you have foundation for this module 2, so if you have not listened to that, please do well to go and listen to it. So now we want to talk about how to know your life partner. How to know your life partner. This is a question that many singles have had, a kind of hard time answering. How can I know my life partner? Who is going to be my life partner? Where are we going to meet? A lot of singles have tried many method and techniques, just to get to know who their life partner is going to be and start a relationship with them. And unfortunately, many young people who have followed their own devices, their own method, their own wisdom, have gone into a lot of sad experiences, so to say. So in this module, I'm going to be showing you the biblical and the ancient systematic approach to know who God has designed to be your partner. I want you to know that there's someone somewhere that God has specifically created, designed, worked on, and equipped to fit into your life. Demons only attack one in the areas and the things in which he is ignorant and has no control. This is why I'm happy you are part of this training. Consider the following question as a single intending to get married. Do you know the love languages we have? Have you even heard of love languages before? There are love languages. Do you know them? Okay. Now, do you know the sex languages and the ones that are applicable to you and your partner? Do you know their sex languages that different people speak? Okay. Have you studied temperamental blends? Do you know your partner's temperament? Do you know his or her strengths and weaknesses? Are you even aware that when we marry people, we are also marrying their past, their pains, their failures, their mindsets, their paradigms, their in-laws, their fears, their worries, and even their backgrounds? Look at all the things you are marrying. You think you are only marrying that brother or that sister. Meanwhile, inside the person you are getting married to, embedded in them are all these things that will begin to show up. So these are things you need to prepare for. Now, all these things will sooner or later influence your partner and your marriage. Now, what is the level of your relationship acumen? Thank God for the first module. I hope we diligently attend to the questions that emanated from it. That's what I'm saying. If you didn't listen to the first module, go and listen to it. Try to just answer those questions through any means, because it will help you. This is a training. This is not a sermon or whatever. This is meant to impact your way of life, the way you see relationship, to prepare you. That you can see the ending of the course. Prepare 3 courses for a successful marriage. This is meant to help you. That is the goal of this training. Now, the reason why we need relationship and marital training is because it educates us and equips us to be able to meet the needs and expectations of our mate, which are very sacrosanct. For example, if I'm thirsty, I'll drink water to quench my thirst. But if my car is thirsty, will I give it water? Of course no. I will give it gas, or what we call petrol. It is ignorance that makes us to think that what quenches our need and thirst, we do the same with our partner. This is where knowledge comes in. However, it doesn't come naturally. It must be pursued through determination and discipline, and sometimes with a price. So if you are having access to this video, maybe some of you bought the course via the height I did, or maybe you just stumble on it on YouTube, whichever way. But of course, you are still going to pay one price or the other. You have to listen to it. Maybe you have to jot. Maybe you have to download the videos to listen over and over. It's going to cost you something. Yes, anything that's going to change your life is going to cost you something. Now, a renowned marriage relationship and author said something. He said that most times the things that we think are the cause of marital failures are not, but the following are. Just listen. These are the 4 major things that destroy marriages, that are different from the things you think are the causes of marital failures. The first one is illusion. What is the meaning of illusion? Not knowing but thinking you know. Many people they are victims of illusion. They just think because like I said, I'm 40 years, I know everything there is about marriage. No, now the fact that if you never learned how to drive, even if you're 100 years old, if they give you a car key, you can't move it. Anything you don't learn, you don't know. The fact that you are a PhD holder, you are a pastor, you are a medical doctor, does not mean you know the principles that govern a successful relationship. I used to say this: there are 4 basic wisdom that controls this world. If you want to succeed in this world, you are this world, and each of those wisdom cannot be alternated to solve the problem of another. The first one is spiritual wisdom. Life is spiritual. Yes, spiritual wisdom, talking about having a relationship with God, know some basic things about spirituality, understanding prayer. Just know that there are spiritual factors that governs this world. That is just the truth. I don't want to delve too much into that. The second wisdom in it is educational wisdom or academical wisdom. Once you come to this world, you need to just go into education, be educated at least to some level. It's going to help you. Education will expose you. It's going to open your mind to see possibilities. That's another wisdom in itself. The third wisdom we have is financial wisdom. You need to learn about money. What do you know about money? What is money? What are the principles that govern money? They don't teach. The fact that you are even an economist graduate does not mean you understand money. Many accountants that are struggling financially, you need to study about money. What is money? What are the principles that govern money? Biblically, intellectually, economically. You need to know about money. That's the third wisdom. The fourth wisdom is marital wisdom. The challenges we have. Some people believe because they have money, because they have financial wisdom, they can use that financial wisdom to solve spiritual problem, to solve academical problem, to solve marital problem. And some people think, because I have spiritual wisdom, maybe there are many pastors who are divorced already now. So if that spiritual wisdom can be used to solve all other problems, that would have solved their marital wisdom. Each of these wisdoms are independent and must be sought after. So illusion, many people don't know, but they think they know everything. With all humility, if you're listening to this and you've never read any book on relationship, while I was quite young, by the grace of God, I'm a man of God, and the calling of God is sure over my life. I'm called into the ministry as a teacher. I teach the mysteries of the kingdom. Marriage is just one of the things God said He wants me to start talking on because of the deficiencies that is currently going on in our generation. But I speak beyond marriage, and of course, I'm not pegged to the marriage ministry. So, but what am I trying to say? I think I started being a Sunday school teacher at the age of 19, and when I teach, there are testimonies. Of course, I don't teach on marriages every Sunday. In fact, I can't even remember. In church, maybe once in a while, maybe once in a year. That is when I teach or preach on marriage. I preach on the whole counsel of God. So, what am I trying to say? While I was a Sunday school teacher, before whenever I'm preparing for the Sunday school class on Sunday, on Saturday, from around 10-11 p.m. on Saturday night, I'm going to treat the Sunday school pamphlet till 5 or 6 a.m. in the morning. I'm going to do that. So, and we have between 45 to 1 hour. So something I want to teach for 45 and 1 hour, I prepare on it use it 5 to 6 hours. So I only speak from, from a vast resources that man, there are people who left their churches. I have witnesses. They left their churches and started attending my church because of the Sunday school. So, but what am I trying to say? So it got to a point, God started telling me to start reading about relationship and marriages. I never knew God was trying to prepare me to get married early. But there was something weird. I was saying, what is there about marriage that I don't know? Me that I've been teaching. That was what was in my mind. I thought I knew everything. If you read the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 8 verse 1, it says, they don't think you have known all. To him that think he knows, he doesn't know anything. This is the first challenge we have in this generation. At times when I post about free relationship classes, I see people who don't know anything, yet they will not click. It's just, this is free now. Don't worry. That is why they are paying the painful prices in their marriages. Their marriages are failing, and they are being abused, and a whole lot of things. See, many things are just, they are deal rewards. So I felt I knew everything, but I had to open myself. I started reading. Listen, the more you know you don't know. And I began to see my ignorance. That the fact that I'm a Sunday school teacher, I'm a pastor, does not mean I knew anything about relationship. I know the challenge we have, especially as Africans, is that we just think that age is tantamount to experience. The fact that somebody is 70 years busy is why. Some people, they try and error all through their life. So the fact that someone has a gray hair does not mean he's wise. Wisdom is a product of having access to some certain secret and mysteries in life. That's why the Bible says the fear of the Lord is the beginning, the foundation of wisdom. So the day you begin to fear God, that's when you start getting wise. So I started reading, and I began to see many things I never knew about relationship. Naturally we are all wired and created to be selfish. And for any relationship to succeed, to work, you can't afford to be selfish. You have to be liberal. You have to be selfless. And you need knowledge to do this. The second reason is this: ignorance. What is the meaning of ignorance? You don't know, and you are not aware you don't know. This is bad. Many people don't know. They don't know they don't know. They think they know. The third reason is misinformation. You don't know, but it is the wrong thing. Okay, misinformation. You know, but it is the wrong thing that you know. Many people, what they think they know about marriage, what they think they know about sex, what they think they know about parenting is the wrong thing. That's it. In fact, in this case, it's better not to even know. What many people know is they are destructive. What they know, and they are planning to implement. And that's why I used to say this: don't take your knowledge of what marriage relationship is from home videos. It will destroy you. For pornography, it will destroy you, because those platforms were not meant to educate you in the first place. They were meant to entertain you, get you addicted, and collect your money and waste your precious time and resources in life. Don't get your knowledge from there. Many people know, but what they know is wrong. The things they know are destructive. And the fourth reason is foolishness. Many people have listened to marriage relationship messages. They have attended seminars. They have attended trainings, but they will never apply what they do. That is foolishness. When you know, but you are not doing what you know. These are the causes of marital failures. Now, sometimes I wonder why people divorce. Have you ever seen a divorcee? Most divorcees are usually good looking, beautiful, rich, etc. I stumbled on a tweet on Twitter, I think yesterday, and you know what that tweet was all about? A man of God said, "Send me an anonymous message." Just send of course I will know who the sender is. Tell me what is going on in your mind. And this man came up. He said, "I don't longer love my wife anymore, because she's no longer attractive to me. She now looks to me as one of my relatives. I've been struggling to cope and live with her for the past 2 years. At this point, please, I just want a divorce. I can't live with her for the next 1 month again. I mean, it's as if I'm living with my one of my siblings or my sister. There's no attraction. She's just like a wood to me. I can't endure the next 1 month. Now, I'm ready to get a divorce, but I don't want my family to be affected by this. I have the money. I have everything to settle her. That was what the man said. Maybe I can show the slide here. Just imagine that. But when these people were getting married, they were in love. They were mad with love. Oh, no. Please, if you are a single person, you are not married, follow this training. It took me a lot to come up with this, but it's been a burden in my heart. I have seen marriages fail. I have seen marriages crash. I have seen people lose their life in marriages just because they didn't follow the right process before they ventured into marriage. Marriage is bigger than what you think it is. Yes. Oh my goodness. So yet they still ended up being divorced. Why? The reason is because nothing outward can sustain a marriage. The problem of that guy or that man that said he just wanted divorce is because he built his marriage on the wrong foundation. When you think marriage is all about sex, it's all about the look, it's all about beards, it's all about breast, it's all about how big or curvy a bum is. This is the result. This is what it leads to. When you think anything external can sustain, I was in the last marriage seminar I held in the church for 2 days. A young lady was asking me a question that where do we put the place of attraction? You have to be extremely attracted to the person you want to get married, of course. But listen, the challenge is this: many young people have gotten their definition of attraction from the wrong source. For example, if you get married and by the time you get married you've never had sex with anybody, do you know that you have less problem? The reason is because there is nothing you want to compare your sexual experience with, because this is the first person you are having sex with. By the grace of God, I got married as a virgin. My wife is the first woman I had sex with in my life. Now, so there is in fact I have no issues. I'm fine. But in a case whereby you started having sex at the age of 15, and let's say you have slept with about 25 different men with different styles, with different genitals, now you are not getting married, you will have a lot of problem. Why? You will keep comparing and remembering the way one guy had sex with you, the way one guy treated you. That is the challenge. That is the problem. That is the problem many people are having today. Yes, that's the problem. So when you are saying that you want your partner, to have this, or somebody is not beautiful, compared to what? Who gave you your definition of beauty? Let me tell you the truth. Many of us, we took our definition of beauty from pornography. Pornography has taught and educated many young men that if you must marry a woman that will satisfy you sexually, she has to have a big breast, she has to have a big bum, because those people you watch in those pornography, they undergo different body enlargement because that is their job. They get paid. That's why many of them have come out to confess. So when you now see a young man now, and maybe it's a time for him to get married, he has to watch pornography for the past 5-10 years, and all that is in his brain is that if a woman will satisfy a man, the woman must be tall, must have a big breast, a big bum, must have a big body, must be fair. That is the definition of beauty that pornography has inserted in his brain. Now he now encounters a lady that is dark, or that has a body size. If maybe he has a Christian background, and maybe they said this is God's will for him. By the time it gets into that marriage, and the thing in his head is different from what he's saying. And let me tell you the truth: if you have been affected by this, in most cases your partner will be different from the person you have been anticipating and dreaming about. That is where people are. That was not the first time I get that question, where people stand up and ask me after a seminar that, am I trying to say they shouldn't get married to the person they're attracted to? Let me ask you this question: how old are you? maybe you are 20, you are 20 something, or you're 30, or you're 40 years. So you are telling me you are in the best position to choose the best partner for yourself than God, who sees eternity. You must be kidding me. You must be joking. And of course, we have seen people. See, with all humility, I'm a counselor. I have access to people's, people have shared their true experiences with. People have confessed to me. People who married because of beauty, because of what they saw, and are regretting it. They have told me, and that is the step many singles are still trying to take. So, okay, now the first thing is this: do you think God is a wicked father? I will just throw somebody at you, somebody you don't have feelings for? No. The true challenge is this: you have allowed some wrong platforms to give you the definition of beauty, the definition of who you should have feelings for, and the definition of who can satisfy you sexually. You have allowed some wrong platform. So by the time God is coming up and God is saying, okay, the person I want you to get married to is dark in complexion, you'll be like, never. That is not my portion. I've made up my mind. I've been taught that the people that can satisfy one sexually must be fair in complexion. So that is a no go area for you. Maybe God is telling you, okay, the person I have for you is a fleshy person. Maybe someone that is fleshy, someone that has many flesh. People say they are fat, but they are not fat, they are fleshy. And you're like, no. How will I marry a fat person? God has seen your present state, He has seen your future, and He's telling you this is the best person for you. But because in your own mind, while you are a teenager, you have been exposed to different kind of things that I've told you, if you must marry somebody, the person must look like this kind of person. And that is why people come up with a whole lot of desires. I want a slave guy. I want I don't want a short partner. I don't want a this. I don't want a that. And we have seen people who followed. The Bible says there's a way that seemeth right, and the end thereof is destruction. I've seen people who confess to me that they missed it, that they missed it. They didn't follow God. Personally, I've seen at least two young. One is a widow, one is a widower. See, I had to share this thing because there's a pain in my heart. One of them called me. Is a widower and a widow. The widow told me that the time she got married, she didn't know anything about relationship. She's a pastor's daughter. She just jumped into the marriage. I think they even courted for maybe 3 months. She didn't pray. On the wedding day, she knew that I have missed God. You know what happened? The first 4 years, there was not even an issue at all. She first struggled with that. And after that, when their marriage was clocking to 5 or 6 years, she lost her husband. It was after the incident she called me, she confided in me. Because, many people have told me they wish they had met me earlier, they had listened to my message. Probably they wouldn't have made the irreversible mistakes they made in life and relationship. And even when God was calling me, into the relationship ministry, I struggled with it because those who have known me, I'm a fire man of God, conduct programs, revival. I know as a youth leader, I struggle with it because I felt, marriage and relationship stuffs are just people will talk about romance, kissing. But God showed me a bigger, picture of what marriage is. That, in fact, many people talking about marriages and relationship have watered down its purpose. Marriage is the most, one of the most spiritual ministry. It's not carnal. Let me tell you, let me confirm it for you. The Old Testament started with marriage. The New Testament started with marriage. Jesus did his first miracle in a marriage wedding ceremony. The first glamorous event in heaven is marriage. There are two ministries that will not end in this world. The first is marriage, the second is music. Every other ministry will end. And all the problems in this world is traceable to the failure in marriages. All the problems in this world. But I don't want to go beyond. So God showed me a bigger picture, that there's no spiritual truth you want to teach that you can't teach with marriage? Okay, tell me. I've talked about the Holy Spirit. You want to talk about hearing from God? You want to talk about finance? You want to talk about diligence? Marriage is hard work. I mean, it's hard work. You want to talk about destiny? You want to talk about purpose? Tell me what you want to, what the messages you had about in this life that doesn't fit into marriage. That is not needed for marriage to be successful. So God began to show me on this picture, and that was why I obliged. I went into the marriage ministry. But because most of the people who talk about marriage don't even know God, they just come up with this theories, kiss, romance in the morning, the girl will sleep at, all sort of things. Marriage is spiritual. It's spiritual. That's the first thing that will happen in heaven. It's spiritual. If it's carnal, why will we have it in heaven? So, I mean, so many young people out there, while they were growing up, they had access to a lot of things that changed their views about who a beautiful person is, who the kind of person that can satisfy them sexually is, and most of a whole lot of other things. But unfortunately, those who went into marriage following those procedures, after some couple of years, they eat divorce, and they saw that they failed. So what am I trying to say? Nothing outward can sustain a marriage except the things within the individuals in the marriage. There are no great partners in marriages. I mean, there are no great marriages anywhere. We only have great, husband, great wife. So it is the individual that makes up a great marriage. So, and what are those things that are internal that sustain marriages? We have relationship knowledge, the Holy Spirit in you, one's relationship with God, having an understanding of gender and temperament, mental differences, patience, endurance, and the likes. So this shows that getting married and maintaining it is definitely beyond the superficial things we admire. It has principles and ordinances that must be followed, else failure is inevitable. The general knowledge about woman is the bedrock to any successful marital relationship. God deliberately created us as male and female. He knew that divorce will come knocking if anyone goes into marriage without having the fundamental knowledge of who the male and the female is. Now, he replied, that is Matthew 19 verse 4 now. Have you never read that he who made them from the beginning made them male and female? The above verse was Jesus' reply to the Pharisees who came to ask if it was lawful to put one's wife away for any reason. Jesus knew they hadn't read the manufacturer's blueprint in the beginning about the male and female. Hence, they became victims of their ignorance. The knowledge of the male and female is one of the basic steps to knowing one's life partner. And there are three main ways to know and identify the person who will be your life partner. I call this method the 3P formulas. You can't hear this message anywhere, trust me. You can't hear this oh my goodness. Share this video with others, please. Share it on church platforms. Share it with singles all over the world. Please, don't be selfish. So there are 3P methods that helps you to know your life partner easily. The first P is personality. The second P is purpose. And the third P is prayer. I tell you the truth, with this formula, you will discover that knowing your life partner is one of the simplest things you can do in life. So in case you have found it difficult to know who your life partner will be, just praise up. With this training, you'll begin to get insight and you'll be equipped on the right things and steps to take to locate the right person God has decided for your life. And with this training also, you'll be able to decipher if you went through the right means before you started your relationship with whomever you're currently in a relationship with. Probably you're listening to this, message and you're already in a relationship. Well, you'll be able to decipher if you went through the right process, if that relationship you are currently in will stand the test of time, if it won't end in divorce. Just follow me. Now let's go to the first P, knowing your personality. That is the first step. You want to know your life partner? I mean, come on, you need to know yourself before you try to start. You want to know others. That's the first challenge and problem people have. I mean, what's the basic meaning of relationship? You want to be in a relationship with someone. When you meet someone and you go out for the first time, You want to know them. Say, what's your name? What's your hobby? What do you study? Where do you live? Who are your parents? You want to know them. But the first thing that must be done is, have you known yourself? Do you know your idiosyncrasies? Do you know your strengths and weaknesses? Do you understand yourself? Do you know your purpose? Do you know where you are going in life? I mean, you need to know yourself. It absorbs when you want to know others and you don't even know yourself. Many of us, if someone asks you, tell me about yourself, you are not even proud to say something about yourself. You are not proud of who you are, and you want to know someone else. You know, I tell people, look at this balance that says, love your neighbor as yourself. What does that mean? If you don't have self-love, you can't love others. You will kill others. You will destroy others. The basis of loving others is you loving yourself first. Simple. So have you loved yourself? Do you love the way you look? Do you love your height, your complexion, your body mass? Do you love you? You don't love yourself and you want to get married. You just destroy the other person, because you keep getting the value of who you are from them. You will keep waiting for them to endorse you. And that's why some ladies, maybe something happens and their partner, their husband, couldn't come home for a week, maybe due to work or ministry or something. They feel useless. Where are you? Are you leaving me alone? Won't you come home? You should leave purpose and come home, just for that 1 week. Don't you have a minute for your own life without being attached to someone else? Marriage is not two half people getting married to become one. It's two whole people getting married to continue and fulfill purpose. This is very, very sacrosanct. So, knowing yourself, knowing your personality, that's the first step. You want to know your life pattern. If you have known who you are, it will be easy for you to know who your partner will be. Now let's get started. So your personality is the first factor that can easily help you to know your mate in life. That's the first factor that will easily help you to know your mate in life. Now, and the most effective way to unravel your personality is by knowing your gender wiring and temperamental blends or makeups. So let's start with knowing your gender wiring. That is, knowing how you were programmed to respond to life and to react to things by virtue of your gender, either as a man or as a woman. Now, this section would make you know how the opposite sex responds to life, and it will also help you to adjust yourself whether you get into a relationship, whenever you get into a relationship with anyone or get married. Now, just listen. I'm going to be reading out the way men have been generally wired and the way women have been generally wired. I think I have about 20 something of them here. Now, a man, listen. If a man, you're a woman, just listen. This is the first thing you need to know. You need to know yourself. Come on, you need to know yourself. Men generally are work oriented. Any man you see that hates to work is not a man, is a mustache. Generally speaking, an average man, male loves to work. That is the way God created them. They are work oriented. Genesis 2:15. The first gardener in the world was Adam. God told him to keep and to tend the garden, even when man had not fallen. So work is not as a result of fall or whatever. No, works help you to become. The Hebrew word is ergon. It helps you to become like God. Work helps you to express God's attributes. So every man must work. Any man that is not working, that is lazy, is not a man. But an average man loves to work. Then women are relational oriented. You see that in Genesis 2 verse 22. Women love relationships so much. That's why many relationships in life will not work outside of women. Now, another thing you need to know about man. If you're a man, you need to know this thing about yourself. If you're a woman, you also need to know this thing about the man, of course, and vice versa. The man, you need to know this thing about women. Men are visual beings. I said that earlier. That's why it's so unfortunate the way ladies dress. Yes, I'm not advocating that men should be loose or should not have self-control, but women are actually abusing men in most cases. As a woman, how will you just go about topless and your nipple is showing? You are abusing your body. You are abusing the men. an average man that sees you will be stimulated. Of course, he has to control himself and move forward, but all men are not sensible. It's not all men that are sensible. So if a senseless man sees you, he can rape you. Of course, they take the matter. As I heard of a case where a man, unfortunately raped the lady and killed the lady. Of course, the man was executed, was taken to court and was executed. But the truth is, the deed has been done. So why not dress moderately? Don't expose your body. It is cheap things that are exposed. Cover up. Men are visual beings. Men are visual beings. They are visually stimulated. You see that in Genesis 2 verse 8. Then women are auditory beings. What does that mean? Genesis 2 verse 23. What a woman hears affect her. That's why a woman, don't open your ears to foolish men. Not everybody should tell you I love you, I can't sleep without you. Whatever you hear affect you, you know it. You'll be thinking about it. It has influenced your being. Women don't hear words, they live out words. So men are wired to single task. Men are wired to single task. That is who a man is. Men wants to do one thing at a time, but women are gifted to multitask. Understand this thing. This thing have destroyed many marriages. That's why you see a woman, she's cooking, she's taking care of the children, at the same time she's doing the laundry, she can be watching the movie, she can be on the phone calling, and she will do those things. None of those things will be implicated. But if a man is doing something and you are trying to distract him, you are looking for his trouble. That is the way he's wired. Understand it. Now, men generally are more physically and strong, while generally women are more flexible and weak, generally speaking. But I want you to know that men are actually stronger from the waist upward. Men are stronger from the you have not had most of these things. Men are generally stronger from the waist upward, while women are stronger from the waist downward. Why? That is why you see that women have the retained fat in their their thighs downward. They retain fat. Yes, what many people call bomb. Many people don't know the reason why God created women like that. That's part of ignorance. Yes, you see that most men know how they don't retain fat from their lower parts downward, but many women, of course, a woman should retain some fat. Of course, there are genetical modification and differences. So what's the reason for that? The reason is because an average woman in her lifetime will get pregnant. And pregnancy, when they give birth to some babies, they say some baby are 4.5 kg. Some women carry triplets. Some women quad triplets. We heard of women who give birth to 10 children, 12 children, 19 children. We have seen them. And the woman will carry them. Imagine she is weak downward. Even if it's a single baby, it's not work for 9 months. So that is why you notice that during pregnancy, women become fat. They had more fat in their body. They need it to carry the baby they are carrying for 9 months. Immediately they give birth to that baby. You say, if you carry the baby in your hand within the next 20-30 minutes, you start you know you are carrying something. So that's why God made women to retain fat in their lower parts. And that is why once an average woman starts nursing, she starts losing some of those fat. These are what people don't know. So women generally are stronger from the waist downward. I believe they are learning something. Now, most men may not live happily outside of the success of their career or job. Is an extension of their personality. Why women find it difficult to live happily without relational success or that of her home. So she places high value on her physical surrounding. That is a woman for you. That's why when it comes to talking about where to live, to settle down, women are very sensitive. It's part of who they are. Now, men naturally are competitive and they need to be trained to love. Men are not loving naturally. Men are transactional in nature. When a man is saying I love you, there's something he's seeing that is going to gain. Men are transactional in nature. That's why if a guy says I love you, I ask him very well, why do you love me? Out of all the over 5 billion ladies in the world, why is it that I'm the one you love? There is something he's saying. That's why it's advisable that you marry a child of God that will not be selfish. Men are transactional in nature. No man will go out with a lady if there's nothing that boosts his ego. There's nothing disease that we gain. It's only a lady that they can ask, like, why are you good? And he say, I don't know. He says he loves me. Now, So men are transactional in nature. So that is who they are. They are competitive. They don't know how to love naturally. Now, naturally, women are affectionate and loving, and they need to be reminded to be submissive. Women they don't struggle to love. So it's their nature. Women are just, even now I see some ladies, even when they are being maltreated, they still stay there. Oh, women, God bless you. So men love facts, headlines, and points. Men love facts. You see, both men and women, you can see they are different. But women, they get relieved by talking. Enjoy tales. Hey, women. You know, I have two women in my life. I mean, I'm talking about my immediate family, my wife and my daughter. My daughter speaks. And women too, when they get back from work, today in a place of work, boss, the boss I bought you have to listen. If you don't listen, you are looking for trouble. So you need to know these things. So men contend for recognition. Every man want to be recognized. That's why don't kill your men, the drive of your men. Don't kill their ambition in life. That is where man is. Man was created to be an hunter. He was created to be an achiever, a go-getter. That is who a man is. You need to understand as a woman. And women contend greatly for self-esteem. That is why a woman wants to make up, want to wear new clothes every day. It must be to match. The women, their self-esteem matters a lot to them. I don't want to waste too much because I don't want this second word to be too lengthy. So men hears words, feel it, and act on it. That is a man. That is meant for you. If you speak to a man, well, you just feel it and move on. But women emotionally experience words and live by them. Women emotionally experience words and live by them. I was watching a program by Pastor Bolaji Idowu, and she called out a lady who never. The lady said, "I didn't believe I'm beautiful." Come and see a beautiful lady. She said, and she was crying because the topic was on relationship. And you know what? The pastor asked her, "Why do you think you're not beautiful?" You know what she said? There was a conversation between her and her classmate while she was in secondary school, grammar school, and they bullied her and said, you that you are not beautiful, look at how ugly you are. And she started experiencing and living out that word for many years, more than 10 years. Woman, that is who a woman is. That's why be careful of what you say to a woman. That's why you see many, at times when I tell my wife, and of course everybody that knows my wife is extremely beautiful. A genuine correct pastor's wife must be beautiful. But most ladies struggle with the fact that they are beautiful, and not with ladies beautiful. If you're a woman, you are beautiful. I am. If nobody has told you, I'm telling you for free. Don't worry. I say you are beautiful. But many people, because they don't believe, I tell you the truth. I don't know, but I'm telling you a fact here. Why do ladies make up? Because something tells them they are not beautiful. So look at the English word make up. It means they believe they are down, so they need to make themselves up. That is why go and look at ladies who do heavy makeup, who do makeup. Compare their natural look to when they do makeup. They are always more beautiful when they don't use anything than when they do makeup. I can show you some videos, but of course I don't have the right to post anybody. Go and if you are here, you should do makeup. Look at call somebody, they should compare the pictures. You don't need to add sugar to honey for you to be sweet. Honey is already sweet itself. God has created you. The Bible says you are fearfully and wonderfully made. But an average woman, they struggle with their self-esteem. That's why they spend. Some women will say in their bag, the powder is there, glass is there. You just okay. The point they paint every what is the problem? You are beautiful already. If you don't abuse yourself, if you don't abuse your body, because they build to be more beautiful. It's just like what the serpent told Eve. He said, the day you eat it, you'll be like God. No, God said he already created them in his own image. You were already like God. To be beautiful. That's why a lot of ladies want to bleach their skin, do all those what do they call it? I don't know. And they destroy the skin to the extent that they now lose their skin, and they start to do all those heavy makeup. That once the makeup is wiped off, what you see, you just run away. It's like a masquerade. I read two stories of a man who said he divorced his wife when he saw the real person under the makeup. So women emotionally experience what and live by them. Be careful of who you open your ears to as a woman. Be careful of what you hear. And as a husband, I was telling people, since I got married, I tell my wife virtually every day, you are beautiful, you are the most beautiful. And that was start reflecting on her. Even when she was pregnant, people were like saying, in fact, this pregnancy looks so, brings out your beauty. Because whatever you see, if you are here, you are eyeing some other people's wife, or is a single lady and you are married, go and start telling your wife is beautiful. If she wasn't beautiful, will you marry her in the first place? Now you are saying she's not beautiful because you stop telling her she's beautiful. Start telling her she's beautiful from now on. In the next 30 days, you will see who you begin to see. Now, so men are initiator by nature, and women are receiver and responsive by nature. So men sacrifice anything to get their goals. They can sacrifice anything to get their goals. Women sacrifice anything to get love, relationship, and esteem, to get load bags and the likes. Women sacrifice anything to get love. You can't imagine what a lot of ladies are doing just to be loved as well. Now, men believe money is tied to their esteem. That is what men believe. If a man does not have money, it's as if he's dead though. If you want to just give him money, most of his problems are solved. Now, women believes their esteem is tied to what they wear or put on. That is why women are expensive to maintain. If possible, an average woman wants to wear new clothes every day, if possible. So they believe that is what brings out their esteems. Now, men react logically to things. That is the language they understand. Women react emotionally to things. That is the language they understand. And we also have men tend to invest more in their surroundings. Women tend to invest more in their body, physical looks, and sometimes it's unfortunate. Not all women, but some women tend to invest more in their body and their physical look than they do in their brain. So if you're a young lady listening to this, or a woman, of course it's good to look good, but at the same time invest in yourself. Invest in yourself, because beauty is passing. Solomon had 1,000 women in his life, but unfortunately, before Solomon will walk up to you that come and be my concubine, you must know how extremely beautiful they will be. But at the later end of his life, he came to a conclusion and said, beauty is vain. What does that mean? Most of the women he married when he was young and they were extremely beautiful, with the passage of time, he saw how they began to lose their beauty. They were aging, and unfortunately for him, many of them were foolish. They didn't have any wisdom. It was only the beauty they had. They had no value. So it's good to look good, to of course treat your hair the good way, look good, wear good clothes, but don't forget to invest and develop yourself mentally. It's very important. That is where you become irreplaceable. So men need wise women in their life with whom they can share issues with and confide in. And men strongly need advice and support. So you need to know this. This is one of the greatest needs in the life of every man. Man don't just want a beautiful woman that has nothing to contribute. Men need strong women in their life. That many times men are actually weak and they are struggling. They have issues bothering them. They need a woman they want to talk to. What can I do? What should I do? They need a woman that will give them good advice. So you need to be holistic as a woman. So women need a vision-driven man who is spiritually enough to tell what God is saying in every situation of life. She strongly needs leadership. She's a questionnaire. All women are questionnaire. They need leadership. What are we going to do? What should we do now? Where should we look at? So as a man, you can't afford to be foolish. You can't just afford to just have six packs. To be holistic too. So men speak their thoughts but hide their feelings, and but women speak their feelings but they hide their thoughts. You can see the difference in everything. If a guy and a lady are walking down the aisle, and while they're going, maybe the guy misses his steps and eats maybe the stone or whatever, and blood start gushing out. He's feeling pain. He's a man. He's a human being. But if the lady say, oh, sorry, hope is not painful, he said, no, not at all, no, it's not paining me. It's a lie, it's paining him. But he will not say the way he's feeling. He will be speaking his thoughts that I'm a guy now. Why will I say it's paining me? She will think I'm weak. But for the lady, if it was the lady, she will speak her feeling. The way she be feeling, say, hey, I'm dead. Oh, my leg is gone. Oh, hey. That's the way she's feeling. But she will hide her thoughts. So most of the time, women, they don't mean what they say, but they just, the way they feel. The women are controlled largely by their feelings. So men are naturally meant to be a provider, and women are meant to be a producer. Women are producers, yes, all things being equal. So basically, men needs love making. That is the basic need in the life of a man. It's especially a married man. You are lady, prepare for this. Generally speaking, men love sex than you can imagine. I'm telling you the truth. Men love sex, so that's the way they are wired. There's something it does to them. It makes them more manly. Prepare for this. Of course, there has to be argument that sometimes a man needs to understand. That is why men are not on cycle. Have you ever thought of this? They are ready. Anything, they are ready. Yes, they are ready. So the basic need of a man, an average man speaking, talking about marriage now, men love making, which is sex, and men need respect. It's not a want, it's what they need to be who they are. Men need recreational activities and acceptance. Basically, women need love. They need intimate conversation. Women need somebody that will sit down and hear what they need to say. And they need affection. Buy them flowers, call them, take them out on dating, just hold their hands, just peck them. Don't ask for, give them money. Just giving them money, that's what women need. So designed to be instructive, and women are designed to be expressive and usually sensitive. Women are extremely sensitive. They are prophetic in nature. So men think straight, and women thinks on varieties of levels. It takes women time to process and present matters. So men make decisions quickly and files it in their mind, but women, their mind keeps going over issues continuously. So, and they are a good reminder. They don't forget things. If you offend the woman, she will not forget. So men are hard-being and strong-minded. Women are usually guilt prone, feels responsible for situations whether they caused it or not. Men have consistent personality and routine. A man can wear one suit for 5 years, one top and down. He doesn't care. He'll be looking for money up and down. So they have consistent personality and routine. But women, they change his personality, love new things. Every month they want to buy new things. That's their nature. So before you get married as a man, settle this thing in your mind. Your wife will drop, everything must be settled. So men love respect and appreciation. Don't disrespect your husband. All these modern stuffs. Let's call your husband sir, call him daddy, call him pet names, honey, sweetie. So men love respect and appreciation. It boosts their ego. So but women glow in the atmosphere of love and admiration. So men are logical viewers. It feeds their being. Men love to watch sports, news, like all those action movies. That's what men love, because it's relate with who they are. But women are emotional viewers. They love to watch all those romantic novels, those stuff. So I want you to know that. Okay, so I've talked about that. So not knowing the gender wiring of one's partner have led to domestic violence in many relationships and marriages, because some wives kept expecting their husband to act like them and vice versa. And then so do well to go through all I've talked about, because these are the inevitable characters you will see in your partner displaying in your relationship or marriage. Now let's go to the second factor that determines the personality of the partner, which is temperament. Wow, this is getting long. I'm going to stop this. There's going to be a part 2 for this. Now let's quickly talk about temperament. What is temperament? Temperament is the basic influencer of human behavior. I tell you the truth, all these definitions and revelations, you may never get them anywhere. I tell you the truth, because it's not just copy and paste. No, I sat down and came up with these things. So Temperament is the basic influencer of human behavior. It is the combination of our parent genes and chromosome at conception. It is the build-ups of inborn traits we inherited from our parents that subconsciously affect our dispositions. It is a set pattern that guides a person as long as he lives. So temperament theory was conceived by Hippocrates in 2,400 years ago. This concept divides people into 4 basic categories, which are sanguine, cholerics, melancholy, and phlegmatics, which can be backed up in Proverbs 30 verse 11 to 14. If you read Proverbs 30 11 to 14, I don't want to go there because of my time. You see what the Bible says there about the generation of people who do this. Some generation of people do this. That is the biblical evidence for the temperamental theory. So each temperament type has both capacities, that is strength, and disabilities, weaknesses. However, kindly note that each and every one of us is basically made up of 2 temperamental blends, and in a very rare cases 3. So that is, we all have a dominant temperament and a recessive one, which are influenced by our childhood training, education, and exposure. So you can't compare 2 people that have 2 primary and secondary temperament together, because their childhood training, their exposures, and education will influence those temperament. So this principle is the reason why some people are introverts, yet they still successfully handle public offices. We have now talking about those temperamental blends. Now we have Sanclaw, Sammel, Sanfleg, Clawsan, Clawmel, Clawfleg, Melsan, Melclaw, Melfleg, Flexan, Flecclaw, and Flegmel. They are the 12 blends of temperament we have. If your primary temperament is sanguine and your secondary temperament is melancholy, then you are Sanmel according to temperamental blends. Now each and every one of us definitely belong to one of the blends. The table below shows the characteristics of their 4 temperaments with their strengths and weaknesses. The second column, whose words are italicized, specifically shows the weaknesses of each temperament. Now I want to talk about the temperament we have. Now the first one I'll be talking about is sanguine. So in case you've never heard of temperamental blends before, you don't know what it means, just listen. So I'll be reading about the attribute, the things each person that has a particular temperament does, their strengths, their weaknesses. So anyone that you see truly correlates with who you are, the way you behave. That is who you are, temperamentally speaking. Now sanguine are super extrovert. They are cheerful people. They are fun-loving, they are lively, they excel in public relations, and they are eloquent. People that love to talk, make friends, no dull moment with them. So if that is you, now their weaknesses are they are talkative, they are undisciplined, emotionally unstable, unproductive, and exaggerate. Now, but they are also responsive, they are humorous, they are optimistic and enthusiastic, they are friendly, impressive, and tender-hearted and compassionate. So if you think you have these attributes, then you may have your primary temperament at sanguine. Now the choleric, they are also extrovert. They are active, they are practical, they are hot and quick. Their weaknesses are these: they are very independent, they are bossy, they will command everybody, they are unforgiving, sarcastic, they are cruel, they get angry very easily, they are unemotional. The word moves others, don't hardly move people who are choleric. They are self-sufficient and impetuous. We also have some other strengths. They are fearless, they are bold, they are confident, they are visionary, they are decisive, goal or project oriented, they are productive, they are strong-willed, they are never giving up, and they are naturally leaders. Now let's go to melancholy. These are introverts. The most gifted, analytical, self-sacrificing, they are loyal, faithful, and very detailed. Those are melancholies. Now their weaknesses are they are moody, they are selfish, they are persecution prone, they are revengeful, they are touchy, theoretical, unsociable, critical, and negative. That's the weakness of those who are melancholy. Then another strength they have is the perfectionist. They want to perfect whatever they are doing, and they're extremely disciplined. They are very industrious. They are very creative people, blessed with music. Anybody you know is a musician, has a melancholy temperament. Art and athletic skills, sports. Now they have a high IQ, extremely creative and innovative, and a great standard of excellence. People who are they hate mediocrity, so those are melancholies. Then the last temperament are the phlegmatics. So they are calm, easygoing, cool, collected, well balanced, always consistent, nature admirers, and peaceful. Those gentle people. And their weaknesses are they are unmotivated, they are procrastinators, they are self-centered, they are stingy, self-protective, indecisive, fearful, and warrior. They worry a lot. And there are some of their other strengths are they are naturally retentive, loved by all. Everybody loves phlegmatic people because they are gentle, they don't look for trouble. So they are dependable, objective, diplomatic, efficient. They are organized, great thinker, planner, and futurist. And they work best under pressure. If you want to buy a phlegmatic person, put them under pressure. Give them deadline. If you don't submit tomorrow, you are in trouble. They will work. So silently morose. So those are the temperamental statistics and figures we have. Now, choleric and sanguines often get attracted and married to phlegmatic or melancholy, and vice versa. So the essence of this personality discovery is to make you know yourself and to know the kind of person you get married to. If you are an extrovert, the possibility is almost non-existent that you will get married or even be attracted to another extrovert, sanguine or choleric. Those are the extroverts, while the introvert are melancholy and phlegmatic, and vice versa. So this is the first way to know who your life partner will be, or rather could be. Now let us look at partner statistics based on temperament and pairing. So having given us the attribute of all the temperament. So if your primary temperament is choleric and your secondary temperament is sanguine, there's a tendency you are going to get married to someone whose primary temperament is phlegmatic and then melancholy, followed by melancholy. Then if you are sanguine melancholy, there's a tendency you get married to phlegmatic melancholy. If you are choleric melancholy, there's a tendency you get married to phlegmatic melancholy. If you are melancholic sanguine, there's a tendency you get married to phlegmatic melancholy. If you are phlegmatic melancholy, there's a tendency you get married to choleric sanguine. If you are choleric phlegmatic, there's a tendency you get married to phlegmatic melancholy. If you are melancholic phlegmatic, there's a tendency you get married to sanguine melancholy. So the rule is opposite attract. If you are an extrovert, that maybe you're a choleric or sanguine, there's a tendency that the person you'll be getting married to will be an introvert that has the melancholy or phlegmatic temperament. So before we continue, kindly use this information on partner statistics based on temperamental pairing to detect your dad's and mom's temperamental blends. So with all I've said, try to figure out your dad's and your mom's temperament. You see that it works. So meanwhile, I want you to know that most firstborn are usually extrovert, while the secondborn are often introvert, at least in 75% cases. So also try to figure out the marriages of two close couples and detect the husband's temperamental blends and that of the wife too. Which of them is an extrovert, popular, outgoing, friendly, jovial, and which of them is an introvert, reserved, calm, easygoing, etc. So conclusion: with this short test, you will discover that oftentimes, like earlier said, extroverts only get attracted to introverts and eventually marry them. So your personality and temperament determines who your partner will be. As a super extrovert sanguine, you won't enjoy your marriage if perhaps you get attracted to another sanguine and you get married, because you will have the same strengths and weaknesses, so there will be nobody to complement the other. For example, cholerics are hot-tempered people who get angry easily. Now imagine that the choleric man get married to a choleric woman. The truth is, one of them will kill the other one day. That's just the truth. So stop imagining that you marry someone who has the same primary temperament as you. It won't work. This is the first way to know who your life partner will be. Now let's consider the second factor that makes it easier for you to know your life partner. So that will be in the next we have to have a part 2, because this is already a lengthy one. So in the part 2 of how to know your life partner, so we are going to be looking at the second P, which is purpose. Yes, I'll show you how your purpose can help you to know who your life partner is. So see you in part 2. God bless you.